When I get home, I think the reason that I turn on the TV is that I want to relax and I want to chill out and unwind from the day.
Something that I do with my husband. You know, we both always watch the television at the same time.
We all watch The Simpsons together.
The last one we watched was The Slap.
My mother and father would, every afternoon at 4:30, it's time for the story.
Talk about particular shows with the girls at work when we come in, so we catch up on True Blood and lots of Jazzylicious.
I'm quite specific in the films that I want to see at a cinema. I'm a bit narrow-minded in the fact that I like romantic comedies.
Girl movies, like, movies.
Usually a really hot guy in it, so what's not to like?
IMDb, the movie database site, obviously gives you a few little tips and hints if you want to look into the movie a little bit further.
I'll go on IMDb or I'll go on like Rotten Tomatoes, see if it's got a good tomato meter. If it has a really bad tomato meter, anything less than 60%, no.
To find out how the movies, like, they have Facebook and like they could see like other people's comments. Like, oh, this movie just came out and it's really good, so that way they would know, like, oh, that's a good movie.
The biggest thing about movies and big movies is all the hype about those things. And it's just the hype that gets me mostly there.
If I could bottle what it is to the feeling that I get when I go to the cinema, I think I'd be a rich woman.
For starters, the TV is much smaller than the big screen.
You're swallowed up and immersed in a movie theatre. And I have to admit, I also like being quite close to the front, so that I do get that complete, kind of like, wow, I'm almost in the movie.
Especially in 3D. Makes it feel like it's coming alive.
I feel a bit ripped off going to the movies these days.
The fact that I haven't been to the movies in over 12 months, and the last time I went it cost us close to $150.
$18, $20 for a student ticket to see a movie is absurd. Like, I'm not going to be paying that much money anymore. That's ridiculous.
Because I'm also a big fan of the smaller independent movies, I don't find that to be so costly. I buy like a 2-year ticket, for example.
I've still got obviously a lot of DVDs, which I really don't actually watch anymore because it just seems a lot more effort to actually put a DVD on and actually just use your computer and plug it straight into the TV.
I don't think a lot of my friends do watch TV on the TV anymore. It's all the TV shows that you can just download on the internet.
My friend, she said, oh, have you seen this episode? I'm like, that hasn't even been on TV yet. And she's like, oh, you should watch it. I'm like, where do I watch it? It's not on TV yet. She's like, watch it on YouTube. So that's kind of how I got started. YouTube, it's not just TV shows. Like, we watch movie trailers and stuff on Justin Bieber.
If ever I have people over, so particularly if I have a girl to come over and watch a movie, then I can basically give her the choice of picking any movie she wants to watch.
5 years ago, like, the word torrent wasn't in the vernacular of every man, every Tom, Dick and Harry. Like, now everyone knows what a torrent is.
I like seeing things on a big screen, so probably the fact that I would watch it on my laptop would limit me to what I would download.
I mainly download television series.
I definitely download TV series because there's no ads. That definitely helps out a lot when you're watching a series.
There's no television breaks or ads and it's just one after the other.
Back to back to back episodes, it's really lazy.
I don't feel bad anymore about downloading movies for free on the internet because everybody does it.
There are no moral issues for me in regards to downloading.
I've never downloaded anything personally, no. I mean, he'd print something out from the computer. You don't mean that, do you? Oh boy, this chick's really old. Old-fashioned.